What's up, Raider Nation? How are you guys doing today, man? I hope you guys are doing well as I am doing well. Um, First off, Happy New Year, everybody. Today is January 2nd. This is a highly anticipated stream today. Happy New Year, as I just said. Hope all your guys' New Year celebrations were healthy, happy, and safe, and fun. As you guys know, if you guys looked on this, what's up, Roman? Haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? Um, as you guys know, good time for you to join us too, Roman. Uh, as you guys know, I went to the Rose Bowl parade and I posted a few pictures on the Instagram. So, give me 1 second. I'm getting a like I said, okay. So as you guys know, like I said, I went to the Pasadena Rose Parade and I posted a few pictures on the Instagram. By the way, if you guys haven't went to go follow that Instagram, um, go follow it. It's m_Raider9, and the same logo that you guys see on the channel right here is the same logo on Instagram. You guys get exclusive content that I don't really get to post here on YouTube often. On the Instagram, I'm more active there than I am on YouTube because I have to, put my whole setup. But anyways, today's live stream is highly anticipated. Today, we're going to talk about Raiders season. I'm going to recap it. We're going to talk about my off-season plans with this channel. We're going to talk about future social media accounts. We're going to talk about new recording software, plus more. So I'm going to give everybody in here a few minutes to join. I'm going to give them like a minute and 30 seconds to join. So just give me 1 quick second. Yeah. We're just gonna give everybody a second to join because today's stuff is gonna change the channel forever. I see there's 5 people in here, so I'm just gonna get started now. What's up, Raphael? So first of all, I want to start with two shoutouts, and that is first to my friend Raphael, who created a Raider fan page. Uh, Go follow. He just started. He's new to the fan page community. Let's all give him a warm welcome. It's at Feral Sex on Instagram. He it's a fan page of Cleveland Farrell. He just started. He put out his first highlight video today. Go go jumpstart and go show him some support. Once again, it's Feral Sacks on Instagram. So you could talk about it more, Raphael. And then secondly, I want to give a shout out to the person who made my new logo. As you guys can see, I posted that up. It's I'll pull up the award predictions. All right. I have a Raider season awards we're gonna talk about here later. So no, we're not looking at Matt. Get out of here. Nobody needs you in here, dude. If you don't got anything nice to say, see ya. Because today's live stream is strictly business, and I'm really serious about today's stream. So, anyways, like I said, go follow him, Feral Sacks. New fan page just started. He wanted me to pull up some season predictions and stuff. Oh, okay. We got some beef in here, but I'm not going to address that. And then here's some more season awards. I got my own season awards, and I actually collab with him on some of these, so I'll agree with some of these. But yeah, go look at it for yourself on Instagram. So let's talk about the Raiders season. So as you guys know, the Raiders went 7-9 last season in Oakland. This season was very highly anticipated because we got good free agents, or at least we thought some of them were good free agents. And then we got, the clown. And then, So this season was very highly anticipated. Everybody was ready. We had just finished off a 4-12 campaign. We were looking for improvement, and we thought this season was going to be the best one ever for the last season in Oakland. And, it it really started off how we wanted it to. The Raiders dealt with the Antonio Brown mess pretty civilly, if you will. Mayock released him after a few altercations, but so we walked into the season with Tyler Williams and what was it, J.J. Nelson, Hunter Renfro, yeah, all those guys. The season started how we all thought it should, and it progressed very well. I mean, when John Gruden is your coach, you shouldn't expect to win games. He is rebuilding. I've said that like 20 times, but you know, Ryan Grant was there. Ryan Grant was there, but he had some issues. He got cut. Anyways, so the season, started as expected. We won against Denver. We got shellacked in the next two games. Then we picked it up. I say the season really started taking a. I say the season really started. It's like a dream story in the London game because that's when the Raiders really started to round into form. They beat Denver. They beat Chicago in London. Uh, beat Khalil Mack. That was awesome because that's all. Yeah, Gruden was a genius for trading Mack. Because look at it this way: if Gruden doesn't trade Mack, no Jacobs. So I mean, hey, you know, and everything was looking good. We had beaten the Bears in week 5, and then week 6 we got another one. We went on a 3-game winning streak. We beat the Bears, Lions, Chargers on Thursday Night Football, which was personally my favorite game of the year. And then we beat the Bengals, just barely. And now, we're looking good. We're 6-4. We're ready to go. We're ready to get to the playoffs. We're looking, we're in the 6th seed in the playoff picture at that point. We're looking good. We're gonna go to playoffs. And then, of course, the Raiders would take the turn for the worst. All Raider fans, all diehard Raider fans, are used to this sluggish slowdown, and the Raiders lose 5 of their last 6 games to finish off with a sluggish yet accepted 7-9 record. It's a shame because we were supposed to make it. We were supposed to be the next biggest thing. We were supposed to be the next biggest thing in this season. In the NFL, when the Raiders are good, the NFL succeeds. That just thanks, Matt. That just really really this is how it goes. But of course, the Raiders took a turn for the worst. Lost against the Jets. Lost against the Chiefs. Lost against we just lost uh 5 of our last 6 games before getting a win against the Chargers and in week what was it, week 16? Yeah. And then of course, you know we lose to Denver and we get eliminated by Tennessee via the wild card. So that was the story of the Raiders season. And yeah, so I'm just gonna describe it real quick. My one word to describe this 2019 Oakland Raiders season is miscues. And I said that on streams past, but my one word to describe it is miscues. Why? Because the Raiders had so many, just melodious uh, opportunities. It just opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, more opportunity after opportunity. Just so many opportunities. But of course, John Gruden's play calling was very vanilla and very predictable. And I mean, I wish somebody could do a percentage on how many times Raiders actually converted on some of those opportunities. If the Raiders convert on use like 3 of those games on some of the opportunities they missed out on, we're in the playoffs right now. I'm not sitting here right now this early into the offseason making this stream. I've banned them before. I have. I don't bother with them anymore because that's just how they are. I don't bother with them anymore. So it's like I said, it's a shame, but like I said, miscues. Like I said, if the Raiders connected some of those miscues on at least 3 of the last 4 games, we're in the playoffs. You know, and I know deep down this team is a playoff squad. This team had studs all over the place, namely Jake. Like honestly, I like to think that this rookie class saved us, and it's a shame that we went downhill. Okay, sounds good, Roman. But it's a shame. It's a shame that we went downhill. But typical Raiders, we're used to it. Um, you know, am I mad? Am I gonna beat someone up that we didn't make the playoffs? No. Am I disappointed? Yeah, because this season was looking like a fairy tale season. We were supposed to get far, but like I said, miscues. And like I said, You know what's funny is maybe. You know what's funny is last season it was more about just the talent. The talent wasn't good. This season it was about missed opportunities and miscues. And I'm like I said, I'm really ashamed by the fact that we couldn't capitalize when it was most needed. But again, this team with this talent, with these young rookies, it really did save us down the stretch. This team is set up for great success in the future. Like I've said, and I'll say it again: the future of this franchise, the future of this team is bright. You know, I'm really excited to see what this team can become in the future. You know, and as I also said on the Instagram, I said, you know, the day before the Denver game, the last game of the year, I said this. Okay, I said if the Lord wants us to make the playoffs, we'll make it if it's meant to be. But if not, there's obviously reasons why. And obviously, we didn't make it. And obviously, you know, there's reasons why. And, you know, namely the defense, you know, Gruden's play calling, vanilla play calling down, late down the stretch. You know, injuries. We were the injury plague. We lost Perfect, Abram, Joseph, Jacobs, even sadly. We lost Trent Brown down the stretch. Like, if half of these players that were injured, there were 16 to be exact, but I'm not gonna name them all. Um, you know, if we have even like 5 of those players on the team right now that aren't hurt, we're in the playoffs. No doubts about it. But I do appreciate this team's depth, and I do appreciate this team's desire to win. If there's one positive word to describe this team, the word I would use is grit. They were always in games. They never gave up, and it was fun to watch, even though we couldn't get to what we wanted to be. You know, like I consider the Raiders right now as unfinished business. You know, they aren't done. They're halfway there, but they are not done. We're still rebuilding. And like I said, the future of this team is bright. So let me take some time to read some of these comments. I'm ready to see what we got next season. Let me read some of these comments that I had here. Yeah, you know what? I will agree with Alberto. Max Crosby is one of the best players on our team. And I'm going to talk about him here in a second. Nothing new. All right. So with that, like I said, I described the season in the best way I could. With that, we're now going to move to season awards. So first of all, team MVP, and this one's pretty obvious because he was a stud all year. He was carrying our team on his back. That's why he got hurt, and that is Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs, despite the fact that he dealt with injuries, shoulder, stomach on Christmas Day. That was pretty sad to see. You know, he had the stats of a legitimate offensive rookie of the year candidate. You know, he finished with like 1,011 yards and he finished with 1,119 yards and 7 touchdowns. That's pretty good if you ask me. And you know, uh, I think he deserves it because he's the reason why we ended up seven. Oh, he's the reason why we even had 7 wins. Without him, we're probably sitting here looking at a 5-win season. He won us the game in London. He won us the game against the Chargers the first time. He won us the game against the. He won us the game against the Lions. There's so many games that he won for us, and we have to be grateful for that. So I'm very 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 proud of that. Um, so Washington is good. I'll say that much. Um, I'm very proud of him for that. And that's why I gave him offense team MVP. And let's all hope that he beats out AJ Brown and Miles Sanders for whoever reason people think is actually going to win the award um, for offensive rookie of the year. All right, so next we got most improved. Most improved. Let's out of a few names here, but I think there's one, and this one player in particular, I was crapping on the whole season last year. I just hated him. I despised him. I turned off the TV in disgust when the Raiders got him, and that is Kolton Miller. Kolton Miller this year only let up 6 sacks. I am very proud of that. Colton Miller last year, however, led up 26. That's a big improvement, a big jump, if you will, in the stat sheet. He was very sturdy. He has improved his bend. He's improved his body weight in magnitude, and and I think he deserves most improved for that. That's great. You know, last year I did not see him as a cornerstone of this team's offense, but now I do. He just needed some time to bloom. Like I said this year too. All these young rookies that we drafted this year and last year are a bunch of young seeds waiting to plant. They're out there, but they haven't reached their full potential yet. And that's what's really going to be exciting to see here in the next coming years of this franchise. The next coming years in this franchise will be determined by rookies. That's all I gotta say. um, so okay, so now biggest disappointment, and here I did consider Daryl Worley, and I did consider a bunch of other players, and I think biggest disappointment, and this one may not be his fault because of where they played him, but I'm gonna go with Lamarcus Joyner. Again, Lamarcus Joyner, when we drafted him, L when we picked him up in FA, we figured he was gonna be a safety rather, and he was gonna him and Carl Joseph were gonna be a good tandem, even though they were gonna be the smallest tandem in the league. But we figured they were gonna be great. We figured they were gonna be the best combo. One of the best combo Raiders I've had in years. But you know, I I don't know. That didn't happen. And for some odd reason, I don't know what Paul Gunther was thinking. It I don't know why they played him at slot corner. That he does not fit slot corner, and that's why he sucked this whole year. Which is kind of why I feel bad. And if you have to give me a secondary, I'll go Daryl Worley. At the beginning of the season, we thought he was actually a steal. I mean, unlike Daryl Worley, I know that Lamarcus Joyner got it. I know that if we put him in the right spot, he's gonna succeed. But Daryl Worley, however, he finished off the season on a high stride last year in 2018. We thought, oh my God, Raiders, please resign him to a contract. Oh my God, please, please, please. So we signed him to a contract, the 1-year tender, and it didn't work out. We thought he was a steal. Man, oh man, that guy was getting toasted and roasted and battered and pushed and beat up in coverage. At some point, it was like enough is enough. This guy sucks. He was trash. He couldn't cover. He couldn't set his feet right. He couldn't. Oh, Daryl Worley. I also considered Daniel Carlson for this award, and oh my God, Daniel Carlson, please get off this team. Oh, you can't make field goals. You will cost us games. But I had to give it to Marcus Joyner. So, most improved. I already said most improved, huh? Biggest surprise is going to be Darren Waller. Darren Waller is a feel-good story, and I kind of had to give him an award here. But Darren Waller stepped up to the plate. He was on the verge of suicide. He got suspended by the NFL 3 times in a row, 3 seasons in a row, didn't play very much. Was on the Ravens practice squad. I think that's the steal of the decade for the Raiders right there, is Darren Waller. And I don't know if anybody can back me up on that one. So you know, um, it's crazy. Darren Waller, like I said, was almost on the verge of killing himself, but then he came back and he stepped to the plate. This year, he had 1,145 yards receiving and 8 touchdowns. That is crazy. I am very proud of Darren Waller for overcoming perseverance, overcoming negativity, and overcoming everything in his way to get to the point where he is now. Because that guy is going to be a stud in Vegas. I was telling my mom the same thing I'm going to tell you guys here. Um, Vegas, when we move to Vegas, there needs to be billboards of John Gruden, Darren Waller, and Josh Jacobs together on the streets, because Yeah, I think it speaks for itself. I'm very proud of Darren Waller, I'm very proud of what he's overcome and how he performed this season. And I am I am very grateful for Darren Waller and his feel good story. I am very grateful that he is our tight end, and I'll tell you right now, he is better than Jared Cook, and I am very grateful to have him on this team. I'm very proud of Darren Waller. I really am. Um, so I'm also very happy we extended him for 3 years, and I cannot wait to have I'm very excited to have him in the mix for the next 3 years to come. John Gruden is no, he is not the worst. I'm gonna talk about that here in a second. In fact, I'll just say it now. The worst coach in this decade for the Raiders is Dennis Allen. If we're gonna go there, Dennis Allen went a combined 8-28 in 3 seasons as a head coach. Somebody told me, in fact, it was Mr. Farrell Sachs over there. He was the one. Like I said, we collaborated on the best and worst of the decade for the Raiders. He said that it was Hugh Jackson, and Hugh Jackson was actually pretty good because he went 8-8, and he gave us our best record since 2011 up to that point. So, but if you're gonna ask me the worst coach of the decade for the Raiders, Dennis Allen gets fired in London. Think about it this way, okay? Finishes 8-8 in his 3-year tenure, starts Matt Schaub over Derek Carr, and gets fired in London. I mean, if that doesn't explain it, I don't know what will. You know, I don't know. I don't know. So with that, let's look forward to next year. Let's go look towards to next year. So Gruden had his exit press conference in the what was it on Monday? I think. Yeah, and he addressed a few things. Some things I want to talk about here on the stream. He first said that he's going to bring back the entire coaching staff. I don't agree with that one. I don't. The offensive staff is fine. I do think there needs to be another offensive assistant because Gruden needs help with his play calling, and there's no doubt about that one. It's very vanilla. It's too predictable, and I've said that in the past. In fact, I posted something yesterday about somebody who said that, so I agree with that. You know, so I don't agree with him bringing back the whole coaching staff. The offensive coaching staff is fine. I don't got any issues with them. Not even Tom Cable. I thought Tom Cable was gonna suck this year, but not really. Even with the backups, even with the reserves, rather, he did good. Um, but I think we needed to clean house on the whole defensive side of the ball. Because right now, that nucleus of the defensive side of the ball is not working. And the evidence and the stats and my feeling towards it shows. So, I don't agree with that decision. However, I'm not in charge of that, so I guess not. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If the defense of Paul Gunther sucks, I'm going to be really upset. And I'm blaming it all on Gruden. In fact, if the Raiders suck next year in their first year in Vegas, not only is Vegas not going to cut it, but I'm not going to cut it. I'm going to start having some issues. I really am. I really am. So, like I said, I don't agree with him keeping the whole coaching staff, but we'll see how that ends up. I think we should have cleaned out the whole side of the defensive side of the ball. But like I said, that's not for me to decide. Gruden also talked about the plans for moving to Vegas. And he said this year we're going to have our training camp in Napa. And I'm fine with that because the Raiders really couldn't find a place to um, do training camp this year. And actually, huh? Oh yeah, dude, you're gonna have issues. I am gonna have issues. I really am. I'm telling you right now. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna protest. You know, this season there was a point where I was so upset with the results of this team. I threatened to go on strike from this team. So I mean that's just an example for you. you know. But I stayed true to it because why not? Anyways, um, Gruden said we're gonna hold training camp in Napa, and like I said, I'm fine with that because the Raiders really couldn't find anywhere in Vegas to do training camp. And I know they talked about Reno, but Reno, if you guys have ever been there, is a really crappy area. So I think I'd rather keep him in Napa. Based on they know the area well. Napa. They're closer to their families, and the income tax and all the renting and spending money on an unnecessary training camp spot when we literally have a 3-year lease on Napa. Is no point to have it in Reno and spend money on it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And then he said after that we will conduct a preseason move to Vegas, and that's where it all began. Now I also heard that the Vegas Stadium is 60% complete. So there's that for you guys. Um, so now let's talk about the talent on this team draft free agency. I think the players that I'm most excited to see this upcoming year, and I even told my mom this morning too, because I was kind of planning what I was gonna say ahead of time on today's stream. Um, I think the players that I'm most excited to see this upcoming year is Max Crosby. And why I say Max Crosby and not Josh Jacobs, as you guys know I'm a really big Josh Jacobs fan, is because we already know what Josh Jacobs can be. He's already a downhill runner. He's going to be a stud. He's going to keep churning, and we should expect 1,000-yard seasons from him every year in his career, unless he gets hurt. That's really how it's going to end up being with him. No load management for Jacobs. That's all I got to say. But the reason why I say Max Crosby is because this guy this year was the stud. I strongly believe, I firmly believe that he deserves the defensive rookie of the year over Nick Bosa. But then I also said that Nick Bosa is probably gonna get it because of popularity, which is gonna suck if that happens, but it's probably gonna happen. Um, by the way, you guys can let me know your thoughts on what I'm saying in the comments. Don't be afraid. I know there's 4 of you in there, in here rather. So, anyways, I say Max Crosby because, like I said, he had 11 sacks. He has a high motor. He he is very light on the weight, and he has a good get off. I think that's what makes him successful. It's his good get off the ground to the quarterback. He has good execution. Anyways, when we drafted Max Crosby, I didn't think much of him. He was a 4th-round pick. I didn't think he was going to be this good, but he was. Anyways, Khalil Mack, who? But I'm like I said, he had 11.5. Go look at the stats. But I'm really excited to see Crosby because I don't think well, how, like I said, I know that he's gonna be good this year or good next year, but I'm really to see what he can do in the future. He has not scratched the surface, and I think there could be a lucky season in there that if he gets off on the right foot, he could have at least 20 sacks in a year. That's how high his ceiling is, and I'm really excited to see what he does in the future because he has not scratched the surface. He's barely scratching the surface, however, rather. So I'm really excited to see what he can do in the future. So, yeah. He's going to be a stud. No doubts about it. Okay, so now let's talk about the next draft and the next couple of rookies. So the Raiders pick at 12 and 19 in this upcoming draft. So that's going to be really interesting to see where we pick. We get 12 ourselves and 19 from the Bears via the Khalil Mack trade. Obviously, I think the Raiders' 3 biggest needs are receiver, defensive back, and kicker. I think all 3 of my predictions are speak for themselves. Khalil Mack is no, he is not. That's cap. That's cap. That's cap. What did Khalil Mack this year that? What did Khalil Mack do this year that was better than Crosby? Tell me. Yeah, he was, but now we got other better players. So you know what? There you go. Like I was saying was the draft. So like I said, we pick at 12 and 19. Like I said, I think we need receiver, defensive back, and kicker. I would like if I had to guess right now, I want pick number 12 to be CeeDee Lamb because that burner speed and his abilities would be way better than what we have right now. Like honestly, get CeeDee Lamb right now. I love CeeDee Lamb's potential. And I think 19, we should go for somebody like a I don't know, somebody like a good defensive talent, such as like uh, Derek Brown or something. Anyways, I want to talk about that here in the future, later in the future. Crosby gets double teamed and chipped every play. No, he doesn't. He works it out himself. Don't disrespect a guy that makes more money. Alberto, shut the up, dude. I'm getting to that point, dude. This stream is supposed to be about positivity, not negativity, dude. Come on now. um. Anyways, Crosby, not Mac. Anyways, that's the end of that discussion. By the way, I'm not talking to you anymore. About that. Anyways, I know you are. I know. What was I gonna say? Was so yeah, it'll be very interesting to see where we go through how we go through the draft, and we'll see how that goes. FA free agency, I'm not gonna talk about very much because we don't know what's gonna be there. Aside from the fact that I can tell you that the Raiders have $70.3 million to spend this offseason, and I really do hope they spend every penny. And I do know that free agents are gonna want to come play for us because of the no income tax in Vegas. Gotta love California, but yeah. So that should be really interesting to see where we go. And I think that's pretty much all I got for you guys for the actual season recap. So, trying to think of, did I miss anything else? Oh yes, the Raiders got an early start on the re-signing trade and did re-sign Richie Incognito to a 2-year, $14 million deal, and I am very happy about that one, as I think he is a great mentor to the young guys. What I think will end up happening with Richie is I think he'll end up playing some this year, and I think we'll draft a um, young left young guard to be his understudy. That way they can start grooming him. I think that's how it'll end up be because by the time his contract is over, Incognito will be 38 years old, and I don't think he'll play anymore past that. So yeah. Now one more thing I want to talk about before we talk about this channel's future, which is gonna be fun, by the way. Is Derek Carr the answer? The most coveted offseason question is Derek Carr the answer? And yes, I think he is. Gruden knows what he's doing. I think Gruden knows that Derek's the answer. Derek doesn't have good talent around him. He hasn't been supported these past few years, and I kind of feel bad for the guy. But um, I do think that he's going to be fine. I do think that he'll be the week one starter for the Raiders. I wouldn't be surprised if it's anybody else. Um, and I think Gruden knows that he's got to expand the playbook. It, you know, the thing with Derek is he's a good quarterback when he has good talent around him. When he doesn't have good talent around him, he's not good. But here's the thing: the only problems with Derek right now are the little things, and by little things I mean the coaching stuff. We need to open up our playbook to his strengths even more. We need to support him with a good supported cast. Once he gets good receivers, he'll be a stud. I mean, go look at 2016. But I mean, we need to install trust in Derek Carr. Right now, Carr does not have trust in anybody on the offense. It seems like he even said publicly that he didn't have trust in Tyrell Williams. But that's not Tyrell Williams' fault because he had really bad feet injury. So I do think Derek will be the starter. However, I do think that the Raiders need to bring in a young rookie like in the third round to give Carr some fire under his tail to compete with the starting job because all 8 years that Carr's been here, he hasn't had anybody who would be a threat, real threat, however, to take his job. I mean, let's be honest. Matt McGloin, Mike Glennon, uh, Matt Schaub, EJ Manuel. Are those guys really any Connor Cook? Are those guys really any threat to take his job? No. And at first we thought Connor Cook was a threat, but he really wasn't. Um, so I mean, I would like us to see that happen because I think he'll start realizing that his job's in desperate situation and he'll start playing better. And if not, that understudy takes over, almost like the Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes thing. Point is, I think we give Carr this last year, and if he doesn't do good, go get Trevor Lawrence. Yep, that's what I think will happen. But namely, if you are going to give me an understudy quarterback that I think the Raiders should take, Jordan Love. Jordan Love out of Utah State seems like John Gruden type of guy. Jordan Love takes deep shots more often than not. He's very mobile. He can move around, and he'd be a good fit for Gruden's West Coast offense. So, yeah. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys for this season recap. So now let's talk about the channel's future. And oh my God, is this going to be fun to talk about. So I got a ton for you guys. I got new recording software, future social media accounts, key off-season dates, just all kinds of stuff, really. Off-season plans. So here we go. So I don't have very many off-season key dates to remember for you guys right now, other than March 18th. The Raiders will be officially called the Las Vegas Raiders, and I'm thinking about having a celebration stream. As much hate as I am getting for it, for the idea, I don't care. You can't care in this type of situations, but I'm planning to have like a new era celebration stream. I think all of us Raider fans should be happy about this new era. Sadly, we couldn't close Oakland out correctly, but you know, just how it's gonna end up, and kind of sad. So, other than that, I mean, this offseason, be expecting the usual draft stuff, free agent recap stuff, highlight videos. I am gonna start a Raiders franchise on Madden 20. I've already kind of sneak peeked it. I'll be going to a lot more Raider conventions. Surely, I'll be doing all kinds of fun stuff. I'll be active on the Instagram one way or another, and I'm gonna be hoping to get big this offseason. So I just got, I got a lot of fun stuff planned for this offseason. So just stay tuned, guys. That's all I can say really right now. As the months progress, I will be coming back with the Raider offseason journals, where Raider offseason journals are like Raider offseason updates, and I'll just be talking about more and more, and I'll keep giving you guys key information as the days pass by. But until then, guys, stay on standby. Talking about conventions, I do have a little bit of surprise for you guys. So this Christmas, I was given some things that will change the course of this channel forever. I was given something that's, like I said, I was given something that's going to change it. And, when I received these gifts from my mom and dad, I was at a loss for words. I could not believe it. All I can say, guys, is thank my mom and dad for this next era of success on this channel. Let's make 2020 a good one. And we're going up. That's all I can say. I was starstruck when I opened these gifts. I don't understand why my parents would go this far for me, but they're really a big help, and I cannot thank them enough. Without my parents, this channel doesn't happen. I'm just gonna tell you guys right now. Without my parents' support, without their precious time spent, without them, making me things to promote my channel, without them allowing me to go out of my way to promote my channel, none of this is possible without them. So they're the reason why this channel is gonna have success this next year, and in the future years. But here we go. So my parents got me a camcorder. Woo! So when I, during the off season, Raider conventions, I am going to start filming a lot more with this camcorder. This is what you guys are going to see a lot more of right here. And I cannot wait to start upping my channel's quality of content with this kinds of stuff. It's going to be exciting to see where this goes. So I'm really excited to see. But I'll be doing this a lot more often now, guys. Rare conventions. This is the bad guy. I'm going to start using this too pretty often, so just be on the lookout. But wait, guys. It gets better. Just allow me a minute here. I got to clean up some of my stuff. Until then, you guys can talk in the chat, but just give me a second. Because this next thing that I got from my parents for Christmas for this YouTube channel is might really make this channel millions if it's all on the right foot. If I can get the word out, and if I can get the future good for us, and if I can get everything the way I want it to be for this channel's future, this next thing I will reveal to you guys right now could possibly make us millions, and it's all with the help of you guys and my parents. So without further ado, I represent to you the biggest Christmas gift and the most valuable Christmas gift I will ever receive to this point. Give me a second, guys. Ta-da! And here I have this big bag of things. And in here, like I said, this might just make us millions. So we're going to open it. And I'm going to show you guys. And I've been waiting to do this forever, for a good minute now. But let me show you guys what's in it. My parents spent a lot of money on for me on this, and they expect to make millions with this. So, like I said, I can't. I could go on a whole tangent of how grateful I am for my parents' support with this YouTube journey I'm having right now. But I just don't have the time. If you guys go look on the Instagram, however, I did shout out my parents there, so you guys can go look at that. Oh my God, really now? Come on now. So now my connection just starts to start bugging. That's great. Anyways, let's open it. Check this out, guys. Look what we got. We got a box. We got another box. We got a light. We got a light stand. Okay. We got a light stand right here. Okay. We got some legs for the light stand. But most importantly, what's really gonna make this channel millions is this. Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right. What I've wanted for the last ever now. Let me show you guys real quick. What I wanted for the last ever now. What I've asked for. What I've said many and many times again and again. What I've wanted forever is a green screen. Yes, my parents got me a green screen set. Clap it up, guys. Clap it up. I'm very grateful for this, and I cannot wait to start using this stuff for the future of this channel. I am beyond belief grateful for this stuff, and I made sure to tell my parents that as well. So give me a second before I move on here. Dang it. That hurt. Okay. So once I start, oh shoot, what fell? Oh God, I don't know what was that. My phone? I think so. So yeah, guys, this is gonna be really fun when I start using this stuff. And that also explains where I got this light from. So real quick, guys, let me finish cleaning up here, and then I got one more big announcement for you guys. Oh God, I forgot about this thing. Just excuse me for a minute, guys. Well, it's safe to say I got my workout for that one. Okay. So what the last big announcement I have for you guys out here today is, hold on, wait a minute, give me a minute. Oh, yep, there it is. So the next big announcement I have for you guys here involves my phone. So for the last few months, ever since when I first made the Instagram for the channel, I was really skeptical on what it could become. I didn't think that it would become this fun of a job for me to do, and I love doing it now because it's like one of my best hobbies to ever do. I'll tell you that right now. I love going on here and posting on Instagram every day, whether it's crazy stories, funny stories, thankful posts, Raider posts, just everything really. And ever since I made this Instagram account, when I really started falling in love with doing this, which I'm doing now, I haven't skipped a beat. I haven't. I think I've only missed one day of post, legit, of any sort of post, legit. I mean, it's yeah, it's crazy. But with that, I was thinking, I've thought about this. Has actually been in the works for about the last 6 months, or I've thought about it for the last 6 months anyway. Um, what about a social media expansion per se? So I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Maybe this is something I want to do. So I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it some more. And I was like, this would really help us because more people go on this platform than they do on the Instagram. So I thought about it, and then I approached my mom. And I asked her, would it be okay if I make blank social media account to explore my platform? And she said, yeah, it's fine. So I got special permission from my mom to create a Twitter account. That's right, we're going on Twitter, boys. I'm going to make a M-Raider Twitter account for this YouTube channel to go along with the Instagram. It'll be up shortly. I cannot wait to do the Twitter because I feel like more people will go on the Twitter than the Instagram for whatever reason. But I'm really excited to see where that goes. I hope it has the same success as the Instagram. But here's the thing: we're gonna have to do the Twitter differently than we do the Instagram. Um, I think I'm gonna use the Instagram more, just to be honest with you guys. I think here's the direction I want this to go. I think for the Instagram, I want to be more uh, interactive, and for the Twitter to put just important stuff out there that's a lot more like statement stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be activating the Twitter shortly. Maybe might do it tomorrow. I don't know when, but just stay tuned to the Instagram for that. But yeah, M Raider is going on Twitter. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. So with that, I appreciate you guys watching through all 47 minutes of me talking. It was probably one of my best streams all year. Oh wait, this is the new year, new decade. First year video of 2020, huh? Why did I say all year when it's really January 2nd? God. I'm not like Dan Snyder saying Happy Thanksgiving when he's introducing Ron Rivera. Oh yeah, that actually did happen. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got. So I'm gonna take questions, concerns, comments. I'm gonna give you guys 2 minutes, and then I'll wrap it up here. But I do appreciate you guys watching. Until then, I will wait for whatever you guys got here from me. Is there anything else, guys? Anything else? Comments, concerns, questions? Maybe give me some good off-season ideas. I'm gonna see if I can play some music real quick. Maybe later, all right? You know what? Here you go. So you guys can go ahead and leave questions, comments, concerns. Maybe, like I said, off-season channel ideas for me. So I'm gonna give you guys 3 minutes, and then I'm out of here. I tried to tell you we would come. And until then, just listen to the new Raider Nation anthem. Also, real quick, I got a speaker, and I'm gonna be hooking it up here pretty soon, so we can play music after the games and stuff, and before the streams. So just wait for that. What's up, Roman? Go ahead, ask your question. This year, this the Oakland Raider anthem. Let it bump in your ear. Derek Carter MVP, man, he abundant is clear, and Cleveland Farrell got quarterbacks running with fear. Yeah, I gotta brag on my team. No, I don't play Call of Duty. I'm sorry. I'm not that type. 2002, they tried to rob us, but we back for the ring. Young Ty Will, he's a catching machine. Hey, yeah, I love the Raiders, but I rap for my king. Now everybody any more Raider-related questions, guys? But they ain't ready for that hometown crowd noise. Yeah, we got the black hole when they get it loud, boy. It's still God over money till they put me in the ground, boy. Coach John Crew that really sparked this team. Josh Jacobs, man, he already marked this team. We headed to the top, tell them pardon me. And Darren Waller in the fourth is probably our best team. Let me just say right now, I really hope that, speaking of Darren Waller, I really hope Darren Waller gets comeback player of the year. That'd be awesome. Rest in peace, Al Davis. He started this thing. On Jonathan Abram? Are you asking me about Jonathan Abram? I'm pretty sure you are, right? Not the coach John Gruden, he the heart of this thing. You wasn't loyal from the jump, don't act a part of this thing. It's Young Z in the building going hard for the king. I be trucking the devil, get to the stadium early. And tomorrow ain't promised, thank God he saved me this early. Unashamed of the gospel till they hang me or burn me. My dad's a Prince of Peace, he didn't create me to worry. There's only one nation, that's the Raider Nation. Boy, I got a Napoleon Coppin flow. Will make your home game look like I'm gonna guess you're talking about Jonathan Abram, right? Faces all across the globe. Hey, I pull up with the squad, but the Kingdom Music. Wanna know about a guy, but that Kingdom Music. He can change your whole life, dog. I seen him do it. We the best in the league. Let's get that ring to prove it. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So Jonathan Abram, I'm gonna play this in the background. Give me a minute. So Jonathan Abram, obviously he got hurt, so he only played one game this year. But you know, Jonathan Abram, when the Raiders first drafted him, it was almost like the Colton thing. I was like, why did we draft him? We don't need him, type thing. But you know, he was a star in Hard Knocks. I think that was like his coming out party, per se. But Jonathan Abram kind of reminds me of like a Brian Dawkins type. No, shoot, oops, my bad. That's not what I wanted. Jonathan Abram kind of has like that Dion Dawkins my bad. Brian Dawkins play style. If you guys don't know who Brian Dawkins is, he's a Hall of Famer safety he was a Hall of Famer safety for the Broncos and Eagles back in the day. But he kind of reminds me of him because he's built like a good safety. He's also built like a hybrid safety, and then he's like almost like Carl Joseph too. He hits hard. He hits with the shoulder. He doesn't care about what you say. He has like one of those like fiery personalities. I kind of like the way he fits into our defensive scheme too. Like I said, he kind of has the intangibles of Brian Dawkins, however, with his hard hitting abilities. He's more of a hybrid safety, and he's almost like a run support stopper type defensive player. He's a really interesting player. I like him a lot though. So that answers your question. All right, Raider Nation, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hopefully 53 and 48 seconds of it. But just get ready for this channel future. Like I said, I'll update you guys on the progress of the Twitter when I can. Until then, Raider Nation, as always, go Raiders. Let's get ready for the future of this channel and the future of the Raiders franchise. Go Raiders.